The Braves take on the Phillies, 6:05 p.m. Eastern first pitch. The Phillies are minus 162, totals 8.5, juice to the over. The Braves are plus a $1.35 to win it. If you like the Braves to keep this one close, they're minus 150, catching the 1.5 on the run line. I'm 7-2 in my last 9 MLB tier premium sports picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. If you want some more information on how you can access that premium content, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. We got Sean Newcomb for the Braves, Aaron Nola for the Titans. The Phillies have lost their last 9 straight ball games where Nola made the start. No support for him. Phillies just 3-5 at Citizens Bank Park, and they rank in the bottom 10 in hits. They're taking on an Atlanta squad who's won 5 out of their last 7 games, where Newcomb made the start, and of course that dates back to last year as well. Atlanta currently has the most wins in the NL East and is tied with the Rockies and Dodgers for the most wins in the National League. Atlanta ranks in the top 5 in scoring, top 10 in hits, and when it comes to the total in this one, the Braves' last 5 straight stayed under the total of 8.5 runs. 7 out of their last 9 also stayed under that number. Meanwhile, on the Phillies side, they've gone 6-2 to the under at home thus far in the season. So with all that said and done, give me the Braves plus 1.5 and the under 8.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Do I look really close to the screen? Anyway, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal out for, Monday? For Monday's MLB baseball action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just have to quickly remind you once again that we are currently 7-2 in our last 9 MLB tier package plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. We're also 7-4 in our last 11 daily best plays on that site as well. That package goes for just $1.99, by the way. If you want some more information on how you can join in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And moving on, the Washington Nationals take on the New York Mets, 7:10 p.m. East. The Nats are minus a $1.25, totals 8.5 flat. The Mets are plus 105 for some money line cash. They're also minus 150 on the run line. Mats for the Mets, Corbin for the Nationals. The Nats are just 2-3 in their last 5 games where Corbin made the start. The Nationals are on a 3-game losing streak, and they scored just 4 total runs during that span. Washington's in the bottom 3 in run production, bottom 3 in offensive walks. They're taking on a New York squad who won 3 out of their last 4, including an 8-4 victory where they doubled up the Marlins. The Mets rank in the top 5 in hits, top 5 in striking batters out. And when it comes to the total in this one, 4 out of New York's last 5 ball games stayed under the total of 8.5 runs. The Nats on the other side saw 7 out of their last 9 stay under that number themselves. Give me the Mets plus 105, getting the job done for a little bit of plus money cash and the under 8.5 in that game. Next contest, the Rays take on the Red Sox, 7:30 p.m. Eastern first pitch. The Rays are the $1.43 favorite, totals 10 runs. The Red Sox are plus 120 to win it. Looks like we got Martin Perez for the Sox, Ryan Yarbrough for Tampa Bay. Now Yarbrough's 0-2 on the year as the Rays have gone just 1-5 straight up in Ryan's last 6 starts dating back to last season. Tampa's winless in 5 tries on the road thus far, and they've covered just 1 run line in those 5 outings. The Rays are in the bottom 3 in road scoring, bottom 3 in road hits. They're taking on a Boston team who's coming off a solid 5-3 win over the Toronto Blue Jays in their last game. They've also won 3 out of their last 4, including a 5-0 shutout of this very Tampa squad. Boston's also in the top 10 in hits on average per game. Now, total-wise, the Sox last 5 straight all stayed under the total of 10 runs. The Sox are officially 12-3 to the under thus far in the season as well, so keep that in mind for future wagering. Meanwhile, on the Rays side of things, on the other side, they saw 9 out of their last 10 stay under the total of 10 runs themselves. Give me the Bo Sox plus $1.20 and the under 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Twins, Brewers, 8:10 p.m. East. Milwaukee's minus 110, totals 8.5, juice to the over. Minnesota's the minus 105 underdog. We've seen a lot of movement. We've seen that line flip throughout the morning. We have Randy Dobnak for the Twins, Adrian Hauser for the Brew Crew. Milwaukee's got Hauser on the bump, who's 1-0 in the season with a .75 ERA and 9 punch-outs. The Brewers are coming off a nice 9-3 victory over the Reds, and they've won 3 out of their last 5. Milwaukee's also won their last 2 games where Hauser got the start. Milwaukee ranks at the top 10 in offensive free passes, top 3 in striking batters out. They are taking on a Twins squad who, as good as they've been in this very short season, they've actually lost their last 4 straight games. 4-game losing streak for them, including a 3-game sweep to the Kansas City Royals. The Twins are in the bottom 10 in striking batters out, and they've won just 3 out of 8 away from home. Now, total-wise, Minnesota's 5-3 to the over when traveling. Meanwhile, the Brewers saw 3 out of their last 4 get over the total of 8.5 runs themselves. Give me the Brewers winning this one outright, and the over 8.5 in that game. Next contest, it is going to be the Diamondbacks taking on the Rockies, 8:40 p.m. East. The Rockies are minus 133, totals 11.5. D-backs are plus 110. We got Robbie Ray for the D-backs, John Gray for Colorado. Gray's got a 3.31 ERA and 7 strikeouts on the season. Colorado's currently tied for the most wins in the National League, and they've won 7 out of their last 9. The Rockies are 5-2 at Coors Field this season, and they rank in the top 5 in scoring. They're also in the top 3 in hits, along with ranking in the top 5 in runs allowed. Certainly getting the job done on, both ends of the spectrum here. They're taking on an Arizona squad who's won just 6 out of 16 games thus far in the season. They've also won just 3 of 9 away from home as well. Arizona's in the bottom 5 in run production per game. Bottom 5 in runs allowed as well. Now, total-wise, Arizona's 67% of the under away from home. Meanwhile, the Rockies saw 5 out of their last 6 stay under the total of 11.5 runs. Give me the Rockies winning this one outright and the under 11.5 in that contest. Next matchup, Giants-Astros, 9:10 p.m. East. The Astros are the $2.22 favorite, minus 222, totals 9.5. And if you like the Giants in an upset on the road, they're plus 185 to win it. Now, this looks like a possible bullpen session for the Giants. Lance McCullers for the Astros. The Stros are on a 5-game losing streak, and they average just 2.2 runs per contest in their last 4. The Astros have won just 6 of 15 games thus far in the year, and they rank in the bottom 3 in hits allowed per contest. They're taking on a Giants squad who's 9-3 in their last dozen against the American League. They've also won 4 out of their last 5 facing the AL West. San Fran ranks in the top 10 in hits on average per game. Now, scoring-wise, the Giants' last 3 straight stayed under the total of 9.5 runs. 5 out of their last 6 also stayed under that number. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Astros side of things, well, they saw their last 4 straight stay under that number themselves. Give me the Giants plus 1.5 and the under 9.5 in that contest. And with that, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be the San Diego Padres squaring off against the Los Angeles Dodgers, 9:40 p.m. Eastern first pitch. The Dodgers are minus 160, totals 8.5, juice to the under. The Pods are plus 135 to win it. And if you think San Diego will keep this one close, they're minus $1.55, catching the 1.5. We got Richards for the Pods, May for the Dodgers. Dustin May's 1-0 with a 2.63 ERA and 15 strikeouts in his very young career. This guy throws really hard, by the way. He throws absolute gas. But anyway, the Dodgers are coming off a nice 6-2 win over the Giants, and they've been victorious in 4 out of their last 5. The Dodgers are currently tied for the most wins in the National League with 11. They're also in the top 3 in scoring, top 3 in runs allowed. They're taking on a Padres team who's been turning some heads. They've been turning some heads this season, getting a lot of attention, despite dropping 3 out of their last 5 ball games. And as a matter of fact, the Padres have been victorious in just 3 out of their last 8, and have Garrett Richards on the mound, who currently has a 4.60 ERA. The Pods rank in the bottom 10 in striking out at the plate, bottom 3 in runs allowed on the road. And when it comes to the total in this one, 4 out of the Padres' last 7 got over the total of 8.5 runs. San Diego is currently 67% to the over away from home. Meanwhile, on the Dodgers side, 3 out of their last 4 ball games got over the 8.5 themselves. 5 out of their last 8 also got over that number. Give me the Dodgers winning this one straight up and the over 8.5 in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you decide to sign up for a membership here today, just remember that we bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you were to sign up for a package here today on the 10th, you're going to get billed today and then the 1st of September. And then following that, you're going to get billed on the 1st of every month. All right, that's going to do it for me. Got to thank you guys for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.